Yes, yes, yes. Hi, everybody. Russ of the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. God, it's getting cold, isn't it? I've been in the garage for a couple of days. It's freezing. I've just taken my bobble hat off. Just taking my bobble hat off. I thought I looked like an idiot. Anyway, I hope you're all safe and well. If you're new, Andy, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. Show us some love. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I think we're about like 850 or 880 to go. It's getting agonisingly close, but more agonisingly close is today, 5:45 kickoff. Genk. See what I did there? Hope everyone is well and looking forward to it and buzzing. I'm buzzing. There's a load of jealousy from my part going on. I'm on Twitter, on Facebook, seeing it on Instagram, seeing all Dom and everyone, going to Genk and having a beer and da-da-da-da. But it gets you excited knowing that they're over there having a really good time. And so hopefully they're all safe and well and they have a good time. I'd love to be there. Who wouldn't? But yeah, it's good that we've got a good bunch out there. Let's see what we've got in the chat. Welcome back, Massey B. Massey game tonight, win, and we're through to the last 16, which isn't until March. Time for Blasic to show us what he's capable of. Check on, Chef. I totally agree. I think we'll be on from. I think Anton is going to be on from 4:45. I think an hour before kickoff, I believe, and I'll be dipping in and out. So we'll have to watch along. So join us. You may even be there, maybe be a little bit earlier as well. If Anton gets out of his meeting early, who knows? Frank's in the house. Good afternoon, Frank. Yeah, I agree, Scott. Let's start Vlasic and hope he's not going to be a flop like it was Everton. Nah, it's not fair. Everton, he wasn't a flop as such. He just was quite young, wasn't he? Let me just sort this light out a little bit. I haven't turned the lights on. There we go. Let's hope Danny keeps giving Jarrod some of that good loving because he's had an amazing since he's had what I'd like to call it the bird bounce, new bird bounce. Okay, we'll call it that. Is the England squad being announced this week? It must be because the internationals next week. Who knows? Maybe Jarrod will get a call up. The lad has come a long way since starting out at the mighty Hereford FC. He certainly has, my friend. And he might get a call up. Who knows? What we got here? Aidan, good afternoon to you. Gaza, hope you're well. Steve, it's the big show. Gaz, I hope you're well. Jason, hope you're well. On the train to Genk. You see what I mean? Jason's on the train to Genk. And if you're on the train to Genk, you're on the Eurostar, whatever. Hopefully, we're not costing you too much on your data roaming charges because we're not in Europe anymore. So be careful. Make sure you got a good data roaming plan. Agent, hope you're well. Coming you irons. Hopefully, Vlasic performs. Hopefully, he does. Indeed. Afternoon, Luke. Hope you're well. Booked half a day for Diwali. Nothing to do with football at all, Neil. Nothing to do with football. Also, Diwali. Happy Diwali to you. Mrs. Budden phoned me on Monday with great joy saying, you're not the first one to put the Christmas lights up. And I went, what do you mean, Jen? I've seen 3 houses with Christmas decorations outside. And I went, it's Diwali, Jojo. I forgot. I'm the annoying one who puts up the Christmas decorations far too early. I think I might do it a week later than I usually do this year, just to be nice, to people, because you want to see the kids walk into school because we're literally on the way to school, and they'll be like, all the parents will be like, oh god, look, they put the Christmas decorations up again early. Oh shit. Yeah, that's what we do basically. How many fans have got? I have no idea, Gaza. Because actually, if I'm right, Genk have got a neutral zone, or is that the Vienna game? There's a neutral zone, but by the looks of it, there's a lot out there. A lot went out yesterday, and a lot have gone this morning as well. Afternoon, Ludders, hope you're well. Hi Neil, hope you're all. 11 p.m. on Thursday, 5.25 hours to kick off. God bless you. God bless you, Neil. Honestly, it's people like you that make this whole thing for me, doing this YouTube thing, knowing that you're watching at 11 o'clock at night, and you might get might give yourself an hour kip, and at what is it, 3:45, something like that, 4:45, something like that. You're going to be up and watching the game. Mental. Revo, good afternoon to you. West Ham and Eggy and Peggy Pie. What a day. Eggy and Beggy Pie. What's Eggy and Beggy Pie? What is it? Let us know. Quiz Lacoste made the difference. See, I told you. I dressed up just for you, Luke, and you weren't even bothering there. Neil's buzzing. GP, hi Neil. I hope you're well, my friend. Everyone's talking to each other. I love when everyone talks to each other. David, how are you? Been a while. Hope you guys are keeping well. We're keeping well, man. Join us. come on the shows more often, man. Let us know. Dave, who was a top man, sent me a load of Canadian sweets and snacks, a while ago. Absolutely brilliant. Everyone's talking to each other. Russ, give us a free start to the speed garage you're playing. It's house music, not speed garage. And the answer's no. Frankie Rule, come on, you irons. What a time to be a West Ham fan, getting better. Isn't it so, Frankie? This week, I think, is a crucial. I was listening to Gatesy on Fortune Mind. He was saying that, the Genk game is more important than the Liverpool game. And the Genk game is massive because obviously what it could, if we win and obviously we go into the final 16, the chances are we're going to be in the final 16 anyway. So even if we don't necessarily get a result today, we've still got 2 more games to get a result in, which you will do. But the Liverpool game for me, I think, is more important. I'll be honest, Gatesy, but it's football. Everyone's an opinion. The Liverpool game will show us where we've come as a club. I think, Genk, I would expect us to win tonight. And I'd expect us to win comfortably. But then Genk have won the last 2 games by 6 goals, haven't they? They won 6-0 and 6-2, I think I read. So, but listen to Mikey. Go back and watch the build-up show from Anton and Statter yesterday. We had Mikey on, the Genk fan. Absolutely love Mikey. And he's now a West Ham fan. They're one of his second teams now. So, through osmosis, we've got another fan. Living in the middle class Winchester, we don't have many Diwali celebrations. Unbelievable. G'day, Neil. I hope to get to Adelaide in the new year. Good on you. I'm celebrating National Stell Day. Every day's National Stell Day. Egg and bacon pie. Isn't that just a quiche with bacon on top? And Neil thinks 2-0 Vlasic and Diop. 2-1. Everyone's loving Neil. Have you got any Haribo left from Haribo? Yes. Mrs. Budden bought I think in Tesco's, it was like a box of 50, those small bags, like 15. She bought 2 of them. We've still got a box left. Crazy. Good afternoon. What score are you going for tonight? I'm going for a 2-zip. 2-0. 2-0 tonight, I reckon. I think, well, again, I can't really... I'd like Vlasic to score. But you don't know who else is going to play, do you, really? I mean, he could put a shock and play Souček and Rice again. They've obviously travelled because there's been pictures of Souček and of Declan Rice and Martin doing the peace sign going on the thing. So I reckon 2-0. Really hope Bowen makes the England squad as well as Pablo and Kurt. You'd assume Kurt would get back into the French squad. Obviously, he wasn't in the squad for the Nations League's games. But arguably, I mean, we did a quiz the other day on Tuesday night, and one of the questions was, who's had the most defensive blocks this year for West Ham in the Premier League? And it's Kurt Zouma. And considering we signed him, a few games into the season, he's, it's just mental. Going to be a 3-0 win? It's going to be a 3-0 win. Confidence in David there. Hi, I hope you're well. Although I live about 140 kilometres northeast Adelaide myself, you could go to Adelaide, Aidan, but unfortunately, Neil won't be there unless you want to go the other way. I love Moyes' interview. He said it's great playing Thursday and Sunday. He wants to make it Wednesday and Saturday. Indeed, that's what I mean. There's a confidence there. This is hopefully just the beginning. And if next season it is Thursday, Sunday, that's fine by me. That's fine by me because it shows progress and it shows consistency. But if it does go to Wednesday, Sunday, Saturday, rather, and I can finally play the champions. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? But no mind, they'll probably change the song for that, just for that reason. I hope Bowen goes nowhere near the England squad. Let him focus on West Ham. We'll see. It's going to be 3-0. We are massive. And don't forget, it's a 5:45 kickoff in the UK time. So the US clocks haven't gone back yet, have they? So it'll be 1:45 Eastern time. I'm with you, Russ. Got 2 other chances to get the win. Yeah, that's what I mean. If we win, brilliant. But for me, it's the Liverpool game I'm more interested about because, we've already started well in this competition, and yet the ramifications of winning tonight means the next 2 games we don't necessarily have to put out a full side because we've already qualified. But the Liverpool game is going to be, I think, the interesting game because, that's in the league. I'm thinking who we've played in the league. Liverpool, We haven't played. We played United, didn't we? Played Liverpool. We haven't played Liverpool. Yeah, so it's like, it's sort of, it's a marker, isn't it? Really. Simon, good afternoon to you. Hoping the players can bring a bagpipe or something to celebrate scoring on Moyes' 1,000th game. Tonight is Moyes' 1,000th game in charge of a professional side, which is amazing. In the office today, Thursday this week. Not a fan, mate. Steve, how you doing, everyone? I'm going for 2-1. 2-1. Give Oggy a call up for Italy. I don't know. I don't want him to go to Italy. I want him to keep him fresh. Arié to replace Lloris for France. I don't think so. I think he's pretty much. There's loads of French goalkeepers, though, particularly in League 1. I'd like the win, obviously. Then we could play some youngsters in the other. No, exactly. I mean, we'd like the win. Everyone, you're not going to go into a game not wanting to win the game. But I think also the fact is because we haven't played them, because we played them so early on, so recently in terms of Genk, they haven't had time to necessarily readjust. And that's what Mikey was saying yesterday about Big Paul up front. We figured out how to play against him last time, and he hasn't developed. He wouldn't have developed his game in the last 2 weeks to get back in. To find a different way to play. But I hope it's another great performance from Craig Dawson. He actually he managed him, but he sort of professionally managed him out of the game, just in terms of made him really ineffective, I thought. Get me ciders ready for the game, indeed. Good luck to you, sir. Here's my team: Areola, Soufal, Masuaku, Diop, Dawson, Rice, Noble, Lanzini, Vlasic, Bowen, and the Turtle. Is that a turtle? Or is that a goat? I don't. And the Turtle. That's his new nickname, the Turtle himself, Yarmolenko. I think that's pretty much. I reckon that's the team. I don't think it'll be Kral. Although Kral is saying he's back. I think it's again. There's some people saying he's still got COVID. He's got the after effects. Suchek said the other day that him and Soufal and Kral are both fit and ready. So we'll see. But I think that's the team. I think that'll be the team, mate. I'd like to see Cresswell given a rest, but then that's the thing that he tends to do. He tends to still play Cresswell, so I reckon that's a good shout. I reckon that's a good shout. I'd love us to beat Liverpool and put an end to smug Klopp. I still can't get over Klopp without glasses. Am I the only one? Like when he looks at his press conferences or match of the day interviews afterwards, doesn't look right without his glasses on. Lunch today for Simon is a cheese roll from the bakery. Back in form. Saumina crisps, cucumber, cherry tomatoes, grapes, blueberries, raspberries, a pink lady, and an orange, and a petit falou. I was about to say, any drink. Bottle of 7-Up. There we go. So Rob's got his ciders ready. Oh, sorry. I was like, get my ciders ready for the game. Got my ciders ready for the game. There we go. Very good. If Brian can get a point against the Scousers, who say we can't smash and grab all 3? I know they drew versus Liverpool. Liverpool got taste. They certainly do. Let's get this win and let the Mosiah play some of the youngsters to see what they have on the main stage. I agree, man. I totally agree with you, Dave. Start Ben Rama needs a goal. Been quite recently. It's a great shout, Dino. Actually, maybe he could. I mean, arguably when we played Genk at London Stadium, Yarmolenko had the best game I've seen him play since Chelsea 3-2. And so I think there's something to be said that putting Ben Rama out, giving him a bit of confidence in a more attacking role. But I want to see that. But then Lanzini plays, he's the Europa. I don't know. We'll see. But not having Antonio up front makes it more interesting in terms of the way that we play. That's what I see. When Antonio doesn't play, Dawson, the obvious ball, which is obviously punting it down the wings for Antonio to hold up, it's not there. So they have to play more intricate football, which would actually suit Ben Rama more, arguably. Can you imagine Zuma, Jesse, Antonio, and Rice? The positive vibes be unreal. Who knows? Come January, man. Who knows, my friend? Areola, mate. I know you mean. Afternoon, boss. Jordan, hope you're well. Serious question. Me and the boss are debating. What's the difference if you finish first or second in the group stage? So if you finish first, we go straight into the final 16. If we finish second, we have to go into the final. We have to go into the 32s, where basically we would face. It's basically it's a playoff with a third place team from the Champions League. So if you finish third in the Europa League, you go into the equivalent, the 32, but into the conference. So basically, you want to win your group. You want to win your group, and then you don't necessarily, I know we've still got 2 more group games to play in this group, but you won't play a knockout match until March, I think someone said. So it's crucial. It's not be all and end all, but it's 1 game less or 2 games less because it's home and away. Am I right? I think so. Lanzini, I think Lanzini. I'd like Benny, but I think it's Lanzini. Trust the Moisaya plan. Ashby debut today. I'd love Ashby. Big fan of Ashby. Big fan. My Aiden's 11 is Areola, Ben Johnson, who I found out went to my school. Ben Johnson did. The only way someone put it on our Facebook group, because obviously when he did his dance, the school uniform was my school uniform, Davenham Foundation. It was like the badge, and he went to Davenham, went to my school. Just a little side note. Ben Johnson, Diop, Dawson, Soufal, Noble, Rice, Lanzini, Vlasic, Lanzini, Yama, and Bowen up front. A lot of people going for the Noble Rice combination in midfield. Obviously, last time Souček played, didn't he? And Rice was even in the squad. But Ben Johnson on the left then. Interesting. We'll see, man. Benny's been pretty quiet lately. Never heard of him, GP. The Tortoise, the Tortoise. The Cockney boys on a bender. Belgian waffles, no surrender. Nice, George. Hope you're my friend. I meant Yarmolenko, the Tortoise. Yeah, so I mean, it's like, but it's like, he's just like, usually it's like the GOAT. So I assumed it was the Tortoise. Eddie Howe for the Geordies, that's what they're saying. I mean, that's a better appointment for me than Unai Emery. In the same way that Eddie Howe has that sort of British mentality, a bit like Moisey, building a team from the ground up, blooding in youngsters, but we'll see. I mean, the thing is, it's a different team. As of Newcastle, the job from now until May is a different job from hopefully from August, well, not hopefully for their fans, from August to the following May, in that they need to stay up. I'd get Big Sam in. Honestly, I'd get Big Sam in for 6 months, keep them up, and then get Eddie Howe in the summer. A crazy sight he did. Steve's got his beers in for tonight. Nice to see. Cresswell must be rested against Salah Sunderland. Yeah, must be rested up against that. I know what you mean. Any viewers watching from Belgium, make yourself known. Yes, some of them. Jason's on the train as we speak. Things we kind of have for Martha Masuaku at left back against Liverpool. Afternoon, Oz, hope you're my friend. Imagine Brian getting the call up and learning from the likes of Grealish, Sterling, Foden, and maybe Sancho. Excellent. Won the argument with the boss then. Great. Were you a year above Russ? Clearly, I was 1 year above him. I don't think I was I was long gone. Honestly, what's the point of a UEFA conference? Have a word, UEFA. Have a word. Well, it's to keep Tottenham in it. Conte will be in charge, ready for his first game. Is he in charge for the first game? I don't know. School of Hard Knocks. You believe it. It would be also nice to see Ben Johnson get caught for the under-21s. I agree. Gotta give Spurs a chance, Frank. Indeed, give them a chance of winning a game. Finish top. No European games till March. Have a break. Win the League Cup in Feb. Back into the quarterfinals. Job done. It's that easy, Dino, isn't it? Dino 27592, obviously 27591 and 27590 were taken, but that's it, mate. You're totally right. That's the plan. That's Moyes' master plan. Out we go. Job done. Chill out. Feet up. Kids can play the next 2 games. We come back in. We win we turn over Spurs. We turn over where else we got to play. Win the FA. Win the League Cup. When we're back in Europe, we're already in Europe next year already because we'd have won the cup, wouldn't we? Sorted. Geordie's been the richest team in the champion. Could you imagine? How about Blatter and Platini getting done? Always knew there was shady cats. Yeah. Pretty obvious, really. Although I'm watching a really good documentary on Netflix called Bad Sport. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's all about sporting cheats, or guys who've done wrong in sport. Like there's one who's a racing car driver who's basically a drug smuggler. It's really good, really good. I've got one more to go. I've watched the Juventus one. That was mental. What you want about horse killer at the moment, who'd be employed to kill horses for the insurance purposes. And then I think the last one is the South African cricketer. Lingard facing the action of England squad today. If he's not playing, he should be in the squad, should he? So, you know, if all the reports are led to be believed, he'll be back to West Ham playing in January. So we'll see. But what's the winners? You win apart from a tin pot. I don't get it. They win. You winners of the UEFA Conference win a spot in the Europa League next year. Same as the winners of the Europa League win the Champions League, and obviously the winners of the Champions League would then go to the go through the Super Cup and the World Club Conference thing. Can't wait to smash Genk in their own backyard and then get 3 points against the Scousers. Can't wait to see Kara's face. What a week that would be, wouldn't it? At least Europa winners. Yeah. I mean, everyone gets up, everyone goes up one. That is excellent. That racing driver was crazy. He was absolutely mental. Just starts his, absolutely crazy. I think it's brilliant. Hansa Kronya, that's it. One is bittersweet, very sad. I'll listen to that one. Racing, Forza Racing. Good luck to West Ham. Thank you, Willem. Don't forget, we'll be doing the watch along tonight. Anton, probably Stel, Stato. I'll turn up. We might get Mikey turn up as well, the Genk fan, who got loads of love from his show, his appearance yesterday. So that'll be coming up tonight, this afternoon rather. So obviously it's 5:45 kickoff in the UK. And then we'll have tomorrow we'll have a match day debrief in a lunchtime show. We'll also probably do your homework. I'm thinking everyone wants to talk about the Europa League game. So we did set some homework on Monday for a West Ham Ghost 11. So we'll probably hand that homework in tomorrow because everyone seems to be all excited about the Europa League. So let's keep talking about that instead. And then we can do our homework tomorrow. We've beaten Genk. And obviously on Saturday night, we'll have the preview for the Liverpool game. I think we've got in Craig from Anfield Agenda, who's a top man. I love Craig, he's a lovely bloke. And then Anton's doing the watch along on Sunday. Me and Stel will be live from the Supporters Club after the game. We've got all our equipment now, so it's a little bit easier now, so it's getting a bit better. And then next week's obviously international break, where we're trying to set up we've got some nice interviews hopefully lined up for the next 2 weeks for ex-players, some celebrity fans and things like that as well. So keep an eye out, lots coming up. If you're new around here, why don't you consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification? We're trying to get 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year if we can. That's our goal. And if you click here as well, down this here somewhere, there's a join button to become a member. We've got over 50 members, some recent ones as well. So I finally managed to edit the members video so it's up to date as we are today. So there we go. So something for you all to watch at the end. I've moved everyone's name around. So it's not like you're on the first screen. You might be on the third screen, and the last screen might be on the. It's all been moved about. Surely the World Cup finals have to come back to the mother country since 1960. Both Mexico and Germany have held the tournament twice. No one likes us, Steve. No one likes us. Thanks for explaining, mate. Seems like Spurs have a lot to aim for. Then, well, I mean, if they won the conference, then Conte's guaranteed European football next year. Really? So. Anyway, Mexico only hosted it nicely because Colombia pulled out at the last minute, Steve. Well, there we go. You see, we're all learning something today. Luke, I know, mate, but it's about time we held it again. We're talking about Europa League, guys. Don't forget, we've got the Europa League. We are massive. We love the Europa League. I've got my little Europa League gift there. Look at that. There's something special. When obviously having been at the club for 21 years. When we play those Europa League games and you turn up and all the signage is all Europa League, you think there's something very special. It's a very special vibe when it's Europa League, and even so now. What's this about home of my daughter? So Frank, so what happens is on a Monday, I give the viewers of the lunchtime show some homework to do while I'm away for a couple of days. Obviously in the office on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for the time being. So what we do is put together an 11. So the 11 is a West Ham 11 and there's a theme. So you've had like a West Ham Bond 11. So Are You to a Kill? Andre Ayew to a Kill? David Goldfinger, that type of thing. And last week we did a golf one, which was good, like Robert Green, Marlon Harewood. What's the best one? Marco Are Out of Bounds, all that type of stuff. And so this one, we actually did it slightly around the wrong way, but doesn't matter because obviously Halloween was on Sunday. So we did we're going to do a West Ham Ghost 11. So, people like Bobby Gould, Smashy Aboo, that type of thing. So you got some time today to do it, and we'll hand in your homework tomorrow. Then we put together a sort of a graphic. We put it on Twitter. If you can somehow squeeze Ian Bishop in there and Trevor Sinclair, Trevor Scare, that's it. It's already there. It's already there for you. Because Bish loves getting involved. I think last time we managed to. What was it? We had Ian. I think James did it. Ian Bishop Stortford Golf Club. He was like, Christ Rush, you squeezed him in there. I can't wait to play a more exciting team than like a Roma. Barcelona, maybe. They're having a good Champions League. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Champions. Let me have a look at the Champions League's tables at the moment. Have a quick look. Football scores. Champions Leagues. Champion tables. Let's have a quick look at the Champions League. The champions. Right. So basically, we get the third place team would necessarily come into the thing. So at the moment, as it stands, Club Brugge would be in there. Atletico Madrid would be in there. Sporting Lisbon, Sheriff Telsborg, Benfica, Atalanta, Wolfsburg, and Zenit St. Petersburg, as it stands, would all be in the Europa League this year, would drop into the Europa League. So, Barcelona very, very close to Benfica, Villarreal very close, Lille and Wolfsburg very close between the two of them. Chelsea are through pretty much. Inter Milan could be, Sheriff Telsborg very, very close. Borussia Dortmund and Lisbon are very close. So interesting. Is it right that the supporters club you always buy your subscribers a beer? No, Steve, it isn't. Otherwise, I'll be there a long time. I'll be very, very drunk. 3 pints, I heard, Steve. Unbelievable. Marco Boogeyman, exactly. Is it Ghost? Because I've done my Halloween theme's fine, Leathers. Halloween theme is fine. Perfect. Russ, do any of the Europa League teams get relegated? Yes, I do. So, yeah. So the third place team will be relegated into the conference, and the fourth place team basically is chucked out. So, if we're looking at R1, we're obviously top of the league, having a laugh. At the moment, it's Zagreb, it's Genk, it's Vienna and Genk. So, say it stayed like that, us and Zagreb would go through. We'd go through in the final 16, straight to the final 16. Zagreb would go through to the 32s to play the third place of the Champions League. Rapid Vienna would then drop into the conference and play the 32 playoff with the third place in the Europa League group, and then Genk would just go home. Clear as mud, I hope. Clear as mud. Wolfsburg and my second team are managed by Wolfgang Wolf. Ow! Lisbon weren't they the ones who said something about a chairman? They were supporting Lisbon over William Carvalho, wasn't it? So there we go. Imagine us versus Rangers in the last 16. Yeah, it could happen. Because then, because obviously we're in a different country. It could do. Because obviously, yes, the final 16 will be all the winners of the 32s plus the 8 teams, the 8 winners of the groups will go through. So, and I don't know whether that's seeded. So whether everyone, I don't know. Pete, good afternoon. Pete on pole. Arsenal match day DJ. My equivalent at the Gooners. Hope you're well, my friend. Haven't seen you for ages. Hope you're well, buddy. Stay safe, big man. Afternoon Wolfgang. Wolfgang Wolf is an amazing name. Mr. and Mrs. Wolf. They've just given birth. What should we call him? Wolfgang. It's like, how's that all? That whole conversation interesting. Afternoon, Sharky. Big game tonight. Why? What's happening tonight? I don't know. Has anyone mentioned how massive we are? No, they haven't. They haven't mentioned how massive we are at the moment. No, not at all. Not at all. Don't know what's on tonight. No idea. It's not like we're qualifying from the group today if we win. 3 wins, 7 goals scored, no conceded. Yeah, pretty massive. What's the haps? I'm off next week, so I'll be ever present. Yes, Pete's back next week. International duty. Pete is back. Just we've got nothing to talk about. Pete is back. Good to see you, man. We do these the lunchtime shows Monday, Thursday, Friday. So make sure you join us, Pete. Make sure you join us. George Foreman is the best. 5 sons, all called George. My friend was called. His brother was. His surname was Kent, and his brother. I think one was called Clark, and then the other one was called John Frederick Kent. So his initials were JFK. We are absolutely massive. Howling Wolf indeed. Red Riding Hood, maybe. You wouldn't call someone Red Riding. Now, if you're Red Riding Hood, you wouldn't call your son Wolfgang Wolf, would you? It might be, because then it might make sense why when she went to see her grandma and the grandma was a wolf, she wasn't so taken aback and actually had conversations with her. International break, hate it. No, we all hate it. Everybody hates it. Everybody hates it, my friends. We always do. But there's nothing we can do about it, is there? 2 weeks off, just as we're getting into a bit of swing. That's why it's imperative we win today. It's imperative we have a good result against Liverpool, because then we've got 2 weeks to stew on it, basically. I'm sure we will have something to offer. Well, Pete, we always do. We talk about the F1, innit? We talk about F1. Emlyn Hughes has a son called Emlyn Jr., and a daughter called Emma Lynn. What a tool. Very true, Luke. Very true. And famously, he kept Billy Bonds out of the team. At the England squad. In it. How he never got a what's now, I don't know. How he never got a call up old Billy Bonds. Also, if anyone is around, tomorrow night, Maudeville Promotions are doing an event, a 1980 FA Cup celebration night. We're hosted by Tony Gale with that's slightly different now. It's Trevor Brookin, it's Paul Allen, David Cross, Phil Parks, Jeff Pike, and it's hosted by Gailey Old Reg himself. There's a few tickets still available, I believe. More importantly, as well as Trevor Brookin and Sir Trevor and Phil Parks, I'll be there. And hopefully Steliakos as well. So if you're going, let us know. Come over and say hello. All good, all gravy. If you want to look at tickets, check out their Twitter feed and stuff like that. Gary Neville's dead. That is called Neville. Yeah, isn't it? It is Neville. Neville is indeed. Russ, did you pick Flo as a name? I didn't actually. My Joe's nephew did. Picked Florence, and we quite liked it. And so we always thought, we're going to call her Florrie. And so I went and got like this wooden thing made with Florrie on it. And as soon as she came out, we went, nah, she's a Flo. She's not Florrie, she's Flo. Waste of money. Forgot about him, Andrew. Just brilliant. I was watching West Ham in the 70s on YouTube this morning. Pop Robertson, what a poacher. Some great goals showing me age. I was lucky to be there to see some of the goals. We're hoping to get Pop on eventually on the channel. He hasn't been very well recently, bless him, but hopefully we'll get Pop on one day. I've got contacts in Sunderland and West Ham to get him, because obviously he's a big Sunderland player for them as well. So, and a fan, big Sunderland fan as well, I believe. I was old Pop. Florence Love. It is a nice name, isn't it? It is a nice name, and it suits her well. Flo, or Flo Rider, Flo Rowe, Florence Rose. So Flo Rowe, Flo Rowe and JoJo, Flo Joe. It's like a combination in it, like Brangelina, Flojo. When I call the both of them, and they're both in trouble. My favourite West Ham team, besides the obvious with Bobby Moore, was from the early 80s. Well, there we go. Unfortunately, I was born in 1981, so I was merely a glink in my father's eye. A chink, a glink. Can you have a chink in your eye? I don't know. Get Marco Boogers as a guest. Steve, do you know what? Marco Boogers is my nemesis. He's the only one who's ever turned me down for an interview. True story. He's the only one. The others might turn me down, but they haven't told me as such. But he just said, no, I don't do these things anymore. Oh, no. Thanks. But we've got some good ones coming up. We've got some nice guests coming up, and we'll be doing some nights, like I do the the Q&A nights. We'll get them on, but also we're trying to get some of them involved in the preview shows as well. So make sure you check out all the shows, because you never know when X-Hammer's going to turn up. In it last week we had old Billy Ho on, which was good fun. And as I said, we've got a couple. Yeah, and we're waiting a couple more to. What's the word? Okay, like sort the times out and stuff like that. The 80s kids were fab as well. They were, but they weren't very forgiving, were they? It's like I think these ones now are a little bit. I don't know, they're quite tight, but you get a bigger shirt, don't you? That why it's just me, because I'm a fat bastard. Got a soft spot for the Nolan Championship team. Proved we was too massive for the championship. We are. We're sort of like. That's where Norwich are at the moment. They're sort of in the Venn diagram. Championship, Premier League. They're in the middle because they're neither nor, are they? They're too good. It's like Fulham yesterday. Was it 7-0 they won yesterday? Was it 7-0 they won yesterday? I started watching the game. Where's it gone? Yeah, 7-0. I know Blackburn went down to 10 men, but 7-0 they won. And they play some bloody good football. My favourites when were called the Thames Ironworks. Well, that's showing your age. Have you had Stel, Anton, or Matt on Hammers 11? We have, Sharky. My Hammers 11 is still available on the site. The channel's still up. All the fans ones are on there. So Anton's been in. Estelle was on there. Matt was on there. We had Alf on there. We've had Rich on there. We've had Luke on there. I think we've had loads. So that's where we're keeping all there. Otherwise, I can't take them all over because you won't be able to find them. So we're leaving them there, but still available for people to watch. And then all the players ones and the celebrity fans, they're coming onto the network, so to speak. And most of them are already on, but we're still waiting a few more. Shane Grandpound and Passo would have been a good guest. He would have been. My niece wanted a name that couldn't be shortened when her daughter was born, so she chose Savannah. Everyone calls her Vans. Fair enough. I'm a nightmare for shorty names. I'm a total nightmare. Everyone is Richard. It's Rich. It's Anton. It's Anne. It's Stel. It's not Stelios. It's not Matt. So it's Matt. Is Matt. But I'm not. It's not Nigel. It's Nige. It's always. I'm always. Back in the day, he must be 180 years old, man. Indeed. Russ, the music's giving me a stroke effect. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Otherwise it gets. I'll turn down with you. Russ has Paul got on, but not yet. We haven't got Sarge on. We hope he gets Sarge on. There's a list of people I want to get on, and he's on that list. My mum was the same Helen, hence I am a Luke. Well, there we go. Lou. It's Lou though, isn't it? Come on, you Thames Ironworks, indeed. Coutinho to Newcastle is the rumour on Sky. They're sniffing at Lingard too. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Lingard's nailed on to come to West Ham. It's all set up. He hasn't got a bedding in period. He can come in and go, can't he? And then he can push on strong against the World Cup squad. That's what he needs to do. Obviously, next year will be the World Cup. That's his last World Cup. And so, unless bloody they end up doing World Cup every 2 years, but that's his last World Cup, so he needs to be playing some football to have a chance of playing. Come on, you TI, come on, you Thames Ironworks. Happy Hammer, I hope you are well. Nice to see you. Sorry, I'm late driving to Loughborough, my university. So I went to university at Loughborough, up the M11, M1 rather, up the M1, M25, M1. Did it used to do about an hour and a half. Used to do a little full fiesta. Big fan of Loughborough. It's great, lovely little place. Lingard should come back to us and reject Newcastle unless he wants a relegation battle. I think he'll be back in. I think we'll be back, Frank. I think he'll be back. And actually, someone made a really good point. In terms of the African Nations Cup that goes ahead, that means Benny would be out for a prolonged period of time. So Lingard would cover for that really, and then see what happens. Arthur Jones, hope you're well. If he goes to Newcastle, he could well spend a year in the Championship. Indeed, get Repka has been super as a guest. Super. Steve, honestly, me and Reps, we're like this. He scares me. Even on when we sort of direct message each other, he scares me. but he's worried about his English, and so I am trying. He's actually he's doing a podcast now called Red Card, but it's all in Czech. But I'm trying to get him on eventually. Even if he just comes on and just mumbles, I don't care. I think people just love the fact. I said it'd be great to like listen. Yeah, it'd be great to just have people, just asking questions and just say how much they how much they loved him as a player, and I think he'd love all that. Luga Baruga, indeed. M1's to pick up the oldest. There we go. Fair enough, James. Fair enough. Off you go to Newcastle. Off you have to Luga Baruga. Rep could be great. Pete, hope you're well. Good day, everyone. Come your irons. I have news that Jesse is coming either Jan or summer. Apparently so. One or the other. He's coming sometime. He scares me too. Found out Genk used to be called KFC Winter Slag. Make of that what you will. Okay, 2 types of bird there. Moyes alluded to us having a couple of knocks in the squad. That's what he always says, a couple of knocks. But I'm trying to think who would have got a knock. Because I don't remember seeing anyone. I mean, someone said that Deck was hobbling, but he does this hobbling thing when he comes on. Anyway. But he was on the plane. He's gone on the plane. So if he had a knock, he would be on the plane. So I don't know. If Newcastle get relegated, it reminded me of that season in Italy when Juve went to Serie A for match fixing. Same team colours as well. Go back and watch on Bad Sport and Netflix. They do the whole thing around that. Amazing, like the scandal. It's really interesting. Can't Kufal interpret for him? Sufal could, so could Souček, so could Ludo, really. Get Benny McCarthy and asking him why he was so shit. Hi, Benny. First question from Steve. Why are you so shit? Benny? Hello, Benny? Beep. No, he's not died. He just put his foot. Yeah, he's just left. I can't see Newcastle stay. I can. They'll buy their way out. They'll buy the best. They'll buy 50, 60 million pounds worth of players who would have enough firepower to get them. I don't think they'll go down. Who's this Lingard chap? I have no idea. Looked like he was holding his knee. But I don't think he'll play. I don't think he'll play tonight anyway. So it'll be Diop and Dawson, won't it? A knock is too much a worry, indeed. What we got? We all like a winter slag. Yeah, well, it's turned. It's turned, isn't it? Replica spent time in jail. Was releasing. He was indeed. What's happened to Kral? Well, apparently football. Apparently, they were saying that he had COVID and he was still suffering. But then Souček said that him and Sufal were both in the squad for the game. It was a bit confusing, but we'll see what happens with them. Football's fixed now. It is all done. Winter Slag is coming. That would make a different Game of Thrones, wouldn't it? Very different. Although, to be honest, pretty much, if you ever saw it, I mean, I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but what I heard, it was pretty raunchy. So that probably would probably work quite well, really. Our squad is paper thin. I wouldn't say, no, I don't think so, GP. I don't think so. I think in some areas it is thin, but I wouldn't say paper thin. I think with Kral, I think with Noble, I mean, don't forget you've got Connor Coventry who's on loan. You've still got some really good under-23s who can come in and make the grade. So it's not as thin as I think people think it is. We've got 3 right backs. Not many left backs though. It just seems to be a little bit disjointed, a little bit. But Stel would show you his map. He's of the 2 players in all positions, and we've got 1 cover in all positions. So there we go. What did Replica do time for? I believe you have to check it out. But it was something to do with I think it was I know he get done for. I think allegedly he would hire cars from a rent-a-car type place and sell them. And I think there was something to do with blackmailing as well, but allegedly. Crawley's Leo Sayers' love child. Beep, beep. Game of Bones. Given the choice, I'd rather take 3 points from the Bin Dippers. 6 years since we've beaten them, and we have what it takes this season. Squad fine. Don't need Jesse. I think we need him. I think we need him for if the African Cup of Nations goes ahead. Honestly, has Antonio travelled with the squad? I don't think he has actually. If Antonio gets injured, we still don't know We always need that striker. We always need that. Repka full drunk driving and abusive X. There we go. Fair play. The K for Royal stands for Royal, as in the Royal Winter Slag. It is Game of Thrones. It's Game of Thrones. I totally agree with you, Miss Out. We can do Liverpool Sunday. I think we can. The Enterprise gangster, indeed. Hasn't it been 6 years? Blimey, yes, it has. It must have been. We have to get that strike. Steve, is it going to ever happen? Is it ever going to happen? I think we're getting Hossack, Adam Hossack. I think that's who we're going to get if we get anyone in January. Because I was talking to the guys at work about it. In terms of a striker, you're not going to get a striker who's going to come in a good, like a top draw striker who's going to come in and play second fiddle to Michael Antonio. Because that's in essence what they're doing. You're going to go in and say, right, okay, we want you as backup to Michael Antonio. So the only type of people you're going to get are people who are coming to the end of their career or at the beginning of their career. Now, Adam Hossack is 18. He's breaking into the squads. He'll get some game time. I think that's what I reckon it's going to be. But we'll see. I like the look of the Japanese winger, Genk, yeah. Ito, yeah. Imagine if we could bring back Haller. I'd love that. Do you know what? Yeah, do you know what, Frank? Honestly, I think sometimes he would have done a job this year. He would have done the job. And I think with Moyes, he would have brought different confidence with him. Steve seems to think we will get that strike in January. In him we trust. We shall see. I mean, Bellatoni's Belotti, rather not Bellatoni. It's totally different. Belotti would be a good striker for us, but again, he's a named striker. He's not going to come in and play second fiddle to Antonio. Hossack in January. If Sparta don't advance in Europa, I think that's who we'll get. Perez never got a chance. He would have done a half decent job compared to Fletcher and Caleri. I mean, Caleri was a post away from being a good West Ham player. If he'd scored that goal when he came on instead of hitting the post, I think his confidence would have just shot up and it would have been great. Scores every game now. He's a machine. He's at Ajax. It will be hard to get Haller. Aren't Ajax paying him 100? Yeah, we won't get him, but Bellatoni is top. Is that? Well, I'm a cultured man, Steve. I'm a cultured man. Anyway, I'm going to go because you're going to be sick of us because we're going to be back on in a few hours' time for the Genk game. As I said, make sure you watch the watch along. Hit the bell notification on your subscriptions, so you know straight away when we're. As I think we're going to be about. I think Anton's coming about 4:45. I'm going to try and pop in and hop out. I've got to pick Flo up from school and all that type of stuff. But yeah, so I'll be popping in. Estelle will be around. Stato will be around. Hopefully, we get Michael, Mickey, the Genk fan as well. He's a top boy, and we'll have a giggle and we'll hopefully get 3 points. As I said, we'll be back here for the lunchtime show tomorrow to do a debrief of the Genk game, to hand in your homework and chat a little bit about the bin dippers on Sunday. And yeah, that's all great. If you like it, give it a comment, give it a like, give it a share, give it a subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell your mates about us. As I said, we've got some really good interviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. I don't want you to miss. We've got some lovely, lovely guys we've interviewed before and some we haven't interviewed before. So please make sure you check it out. Pretty cool poster for today's game. Okay, I'll check that out. Great. Cheers, Steve. Thank you very much. We'll be Champions League. Great stream us. Goodbye. All great bunch. There. Cheers, Dave. And thank you to everyone. And also thank you to all of our love you handsome chap. I'm just putting it on because he said that. As always, we'd like to thank all our channel sponsors, our channel members, rather. We've got over 50 of them. And what we like to do is put them a little video at the end of the show. As I said, we'll be back here later on for the watch along and all that great stuff. But until then, take care, stay safe, wash those hands, get those jab appointments, get those boosters. I'm getting my booster on Saturday because I'm fat. Count on your irons and see you again very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Much love. Bye-bye.
like a family tree.